we used to run really large global events at Meta for our partners. And so we would like fly everyone to California, and just understanding, in this case, it wasn't even that you had to cultivate the space in one way. You had to do it in 5 different ways, because there are people from different regions all around the world who think very differently about what makes them comfortable, when they feel comfortable talking, all of that stuff. So +1 to all that. The one point I wanted to bring up is Priya Parker talks about the importance of curating your guest list when you have in real life events. And the one thing about her book that sticks out to me the most is she says you need to decide who's not supposed to be in the room. That's more important than who you're inviting, because if you have the wrong people at an in real life event, the whole thing can derail. And I'll give you an example. SHEROES traditionally runs a set of summits that are women oriented in the big metros in India every single year. When I was working there, I used to MC the events. So in our Delhi event, Delhi is where SHEROES was headquartered. It's our flagship event. We would have like, 1,000, 2,000 women at this event, big ballroom setting. And we're having a little sharing session after a panel discussion. I'm on the mic as the MC, and this uncle, who is not the TG for SHEROES, takes the mic and proceeds to he won't give up the mic. He won't stop talking, and he starts talking about dharma and karma and yoga. It has nothing to do with what we're discussing. And so we had to gently figure out a way, and also very respectfully, because he was an elder, to let him understand that this was not the time or the place, and we'd love to speak to him further. And there'll be, please feel free to share your blog with everyone in the networking hour. But it just taught me that, yeah, it's great to say that you have 2,000 people in a room, but if your TG is women and you've got a room full of uncles who are trying to take like, that's not curation. It's not effective curation. And so that's also a really key part of the experience building, is figuring out who absolutely needs to be there and who absolutely does not need to be there. There's slightly more leeway with that in a digital community space, because you can just delete, boop, boop, bye. You can't do that in real life. So it was just a big lesson for me in making sure that we're really careful on who we let into our events in the future. But it was a nightmare for me as an MC, a nightmare.